Hey, you busy? Mm-mm. Okay, let me run something past you real quick. Can I be honest with you about something? The way that we as the peoples on the earth and continents and states thereof define success is starting to scare me. Just a smickle. Because it has a falsehood, a display of a silhouette of deceit that is not true. It's not. I really believe that we are losing hope in certain things. We're losing our tenacity and our zeal for our own specified purposes. We are losing the just the perseverance to hold on for our heart's desires in whatever area that may be it marriage, be it wealth, be it whatever is our purpose and our calling that we sense and feel the download from God on. We are slowly losing that because we are starting to see that pieces of that displayed, whether in celebrity or the people closest to us, because it's crumbling in their lives. I think if we're honest, we kind of feel like, oh man, is it even still possible for me to ascertain that? Is it even still available for us for the getting? Like, what is going on? Like, to see certain celebrities that appear happy on their social media of choice, and then all of a sudden we hear within a certain time frame that they took their lives, or to see couples that looked relatively happy, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, why are they no longer together? What's going on with that? And so what we don't understand is that we are creatures of, I need to see displayed what it is that I am hoping for. I need a tangible, at least something that I can look at and go, you know what, such and such still has it, and so God is still in the business of doing A, B, and C, and so I'm still going to hope for my portion. But when we don't see that, furthermore, when we don't understand that, that's dangerous. It is dangerous to look at your celebrity of choice. It is dangerous to look at the matriarch of your family. It is dangerous to look at something. And when you see it shatter in their lives, there's something that, if we're really, really, really honest, starts to crack in ours. Be it the hope that was the glue for the thing, be it whatever it is, we feel like, man, my cheering for you was actually fueling the hope in me. And so there's so many celebrity passing ons and people taking their lives and mental health thing that you can actually see before it really starts to impact you. Like, you really got to guard yourself from that kind of stuff. Because I believe that when we are connected to things that are not the truth and it fuels us, it drives us in a direction that God never intended for us to go. Like, just because their relationship didn't work, we don't know all the mechanics of what was going on. We don't know what brought them together. God said, let nothing that he put together. Yeah, if he let what he put together not go asunder. So we don't know how that looks. We don't know if their belief system was truly displayed. We don't know. All we see is smiles and a highlight reel, and we go, woohoo, because we see the numbers of togetherness increasing. And so we think that they're prospering, but that's not truth. We think that because someone actually has a title of higher authority in a business, that, oh my goodness, you know what, they've reached success, when that's not true. We think because someone is actually engaged and they had their baby within a time frame that we thought, that's exactly what I would have wanted to do, and they go ahead and get the two children and the dog and the picket fence, the American nightmare, dream, that, oh, they've reached the pinnacle of success. Like, we really believe that. And in some regard, it's because of our upbringing. Like, yo, we were raised to look at Family Matters and the Cosby Show and whatever it is that was on TV. It made us hope for something that was like, I can get that. Yeah, I can recreate that with my own customization, with my own uniqueness, with my own quirks. Like, I can create that where it's palatable for my purpose and something that I truly, truly could be proud of, and I can step back the way that God did in Genesis and see what I created and say, and it is good. And then at the end, when everything is all together and I can really reflect on the decisions that I made and the things that I've accumulated in my life, I can say what God said at the very end, which is, it's very good. But if not careful, again, we will be defining success in a way that is fueled with falsehood, and it will leave a sour note on the palate of our lives, and we won't even know it. So I felt this call to just truly dissect, what does it mean to be successful? What is the pinnacle, God's intention, the biblical way defined of success? So I saw the way that God was talking to Abram. He was like, buddy, I'm getting ready to do something dope to your life. Okay, I need you to leave everything that you knew of behind. Just need you to go ahead and say, have a nice day. I'm going to make you a father of many nations. I'm also going to make you famous. I'm also, like, God was like, I'm getting ready to give you the package, sir. It is getting ready to be something fantastical. And you are going to be awesome just because I chose you and just because you said yes. So I actually feel led to go ahead and just read what God said to Abram, because this is the first time outside of Adam that God was like, I'm getting ready to do something dope for you, through you, and everybody's going to be blessed because of you. Like, oh, okay, I want to partake. And how does God identify success and or a blessing? So Genesis 12, I'm going to read this time from the NIV, and I want to start from verse 1. The Lord has said to Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to a land I will show you. 2, and I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and curse whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. Okay, hold on. Holy Spirit, I was doing the drive-through, but you was like, no, I need you to go get a booth. So here we go. Okay. So God said, I will make you into a great nation, because the pinnacle of what God even created us for was to multiply and be fruitful. So from that, God was like, and I'm going to make you a great nation, and I will bless you. Okay, so that just wasn't enough. Nope. And I will make your name great. Oh, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all the people on earth will be blessed through you. So you're going to bless Abraham. You're going to bless him so that he can be a blessing. And then you're going to bless him so that people can be blessed through him. Like, God, you're doing a lot. Like, it wasn't enough just to give him money. Nope. It wasn't enough just to give him fame. Nope. It wasn't enough just to make him a great nation and make an abundance of descendants through him. Nope. Because God understands that fame and success and all of that, it has to be multifaceted. What good is it to bless you and all you're doing is buying stuff for you? What good is it to bless you and your habits that are not under control have it where it's not even really a blessing, because you're spending it before you get it. You're putting yourself in more debt. You're just doing things that look like, wait a minute, don't you make X amount a year? Wait a minute, and didn't your financial portfolio increase by X amount this particular quarter? Wait a minute. And so when you can't see tangibly what is going on with your finances, when you can't see tangibly, wait a minute, how are those around you and those connected to you and the things that God assigned to you, how are those things multiplying and being fruitful because you've been blessed first? Like, you're literally supposed to be the cup that overflows so that it can saturate the things that God has connected to you. If God puts something on your heart and he goes ahead and blesses that, then the people who are affiliated with the thing that you're doing are supposed to also feel blessed through that. Like, there's supposed to be a trickle effect to, you are the head. When God goes ahead and saturates and pours the oil oil on your head, it's supposed to saturate to the shoulders, to the hair, to the everything that's connected to you. So I do not believe that God blesses you only for it to be surfaced around you, because that's not what he said to Abram. He literally said, I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. And that's the last time that he talked about Abram in himself, what he's going to receive. After that, it was about everything else and everyone else that was connected to Abram. They should also be receiving a blessing. Because of the decisions that you made, your children should be blessed by that. Because of the financial wisdom that you accumulated, your children should be blessed by that. Because of the new information that God has downloaded into you about success or about health or about whatever it is that he convicted your heart to learn more about, then the people around you should also be blessed. You should be doing your part to make sure that whatever wisdom he gave you, whatever skill set he gave you, whatever calling and purpose that he put on your life, it is not only for your bloodline, it's about those who are also around you and connected to the things that are actually going to elevate you. You are supposed to elevate other people as God is elevating you. That is the only way to go. That's why you see people like Tabitha Brown. She's not just going off and kind of like doing her thing and buying big houses and doing this stuff for her family. She's actually pulling back the curtain and showing people, this is how I eat. This is how I maintain my marriage. This is how, and she gives people the information that God gave her that changed her life. And so God blessed her for doing what he told her to do. And then now we are being blessed by being informed by what God put inside of her. So the last time that God spoke to Abram about what he was going to do specifically for Abram was the second verse only. I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great. Now we're going into the next portion of it. And you will be a blessing. Yeah, I'm going to need for you to do something. I'm going to need for you to give back to whatever I put on your heart. I'm going to need you to create some things that bring resources to people. You are going to be the answer to someone else's prayer. When someone is saying, man, God, I wish you would take me out of Egypt. These particular conditions are out of control. This is too much. I don't know how much more I can do. God doesn't say, okay, razzle dazzle. I'm just going to go ahead and just kill Pharaoh and y'all just go ahead and leave. He says, okay, hold on real quick. Let me see what Moses is doing. God gives you freedom so that you can show people how to be free. God gives you financial wealth so that you can go ahead and show people. It's one thing to go ahead and write a check. It's another thing to double back on the block and say, hey, let me show you financial freedom. It's one thing to say, okay, you know what? Let's pass down and generational wealth. But it's another thing to say, okay, but let me start putting some things in place. What's that called? The trust? Okay, let me start doing that. It's one thing to say, I want to break generational curses. It's another thing to say, you know what, let me try to explain to people that therapy is okay. Whatever God does for you, however God releases you, whatever God downloads into you as a gem, you're supposed to come back as the jeweler and show people how to wear their jewelry the correct way. That's why so many people are coming back and saying, hey, we're eating wrong. Yeah, like the way that we were eating, we are carrying on a tradition that is actually killing us. Not to be, a party pooper, but we were getting chitlins because they thought so low of us that they were like, yo, let's just go ahead and give them the scraps. And so we carried on this high fat, high meat, high cholesterol, high whatever the case may be, E or the above. We carried it on as a tradition, not knowing that we carried on generational curses. And so somebody found out, time out, because the last thing they wanted African Americans to do was to be educated on anything. But somebody found out on a Harriet Tubman flow, time out, I think I know how to free us from all this stuff. It's no reason why they have a super duper long list of all the ailments in the world and they want you to check which ones are in your family. No, I'm gonna check none of them. Because like at this point, I feel like y'all scheming. I don't really understand. Yeah, is it on your mother's side or your father's side? Is it you have this issue? They attacking the organs. It's like, wait a minute, that should get your attention. Why is it that because my mother or my father or my grandmother on my father's side or my great grandfather on my mother's side, why does that have anything to do with me? Because what we have inherited is not financial wisdom. It's not a way to actually eat healthy. We have inherited ways to continue on the curse. Because my grandmother showed me how to cook. Because my mother showed me how to A, B, and C. And we're not realizing that the way that we went ahead and felt like somebody was doing well is if they were shapely. You come into an African American anything and be too skinny, they're like, you need some meat on your bones. Like, we viewed things wrong from the very start. And so at this point, it's no shame and no blame on anything that was done in that time, because I really truly feel like people do only what they know to do within the seasons and with the knowledge and education that they have at that time. But I'm going to go ahead and say what the Deaconess Sierra said, it's time to level up. It's time to level up to a place that we like, you know what? We can go ahead and do Thanksgiving, but we're not going to eat like that throughout the year. And maybe we want to go ahead and infuse some new traditions, because like low key, I'm going to tell you where this all stemmed from for me. Today was the first day in a lot of days that I actually said, man, I feel good. I feel good. Like when I literally woke up before the alarm clock, and that, dear friend, is wow. I'm talking about, I was the snooze of all snooziest of grandbabies. I'm talking about going to sleep sleepy, waking up groggy, feeling like I could put in another 2-3 hours. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, you go ahead and let me get a head start on sleep on Friday. Wake me up on Monday, because that's the only way I'm gonna feel truly well rested. Lower back feeling some kind of way. Ankles doing what Megan Thee Stallion would laugh at me about. I'm talking about crackle, snackle, and pops and things. I'm looking at my face. I'm like, what's going on? I'm talking about gray hair coming in, wisdom just popping up here and there. And I started to feel like, yo, I feel older than what I actually feel like I should be feeling. I can't help but to hear my grandmother in the backdrop like, you too young for that. Like, you still young. Like, really? Because I'm starting to feel like I need to go ahead and holler at the AAR people. Like, what y'all doing? Let me get comfortable with the geriatric scene, because clearly this is a population I'm going to have to get comfortable with. And today was the first day in many a days. I'm talking about super duper migraines, not knowing where they come from, not really understanding if it's pinpointed to PMS, I'm sorry for the TMI, if it's pinpointed to something that I ate. I was just always feeling like, come on, bro. Like, it's a sluggish bone. Like, I don't want to sing that song, sir. I don't want it on the radio of my soul. I just don't. And when I started seeing that for the second time in a row, I'm waking up like, an hour or two before my alarm, feeling refreshed, energized, actually excited about conquering the day. I said, now you wait a minute, okay? It's a couple of things you're not gonna just, what the meme say with Kevin Hart, you're not gonna just pass by me and say what you said like you didn't just say that. Now hold on now, because I felt like it was a M in the spirit, and I was like, getting my attention, sir. What do I need to know? He said, have you noticed you've been eating different? I said, yeah, but that was, wait a minute. Let me put some Bible in it. Like, what you saying? Tell me more. My ear is inclined, thy sir. And literally, I watched this. It was a video on YouTube with Tabitha Brown, and I forget this particular young man's name, but I think he has a YouTube channel called Young Black and Vegan. And I had a little epiphany. You know how someone says something you like, just kind of makes you want to lean in, like, give me more of that. What is that? Give me, I want to dip my particular food in that. Yeah. She said that before she became vegan, Tabitha Brown, you should know her. If you don't, let the Lord be with you. But a very famous vegan, America's everything, just the sweetest Southern thing you could ever, like, I want to hug her. Okay. That's my birthday wish. You have a nice day. And so she said that before she went vegan, she was naming all the things that she felt. And when she started naming off the ailments, not even medically induced, because the doctors kept saying they didn't really see anything. They didn't really, just how she felt physically, emotionally. I was like, I hate to say it, but I'm raising my hand because, like, me too, right? And then she said that she got a revelation that God was like, how do you think the animals feel in the slaughterhouse? And so she kind of got the download that they're afraid. So they have anxiety, they're depressed, that what comes with that is probably sluggishness and, just kind of like toiling to get to the next day because you don't know when it's your turn kind of thing. And she said, and then those animals get distributed for us to consume. And so we don't realize that we're consuming that very thing, that very emotion, and I said, DJ Scratch, because what you won't do is drop down information and not have me ponder on it. And immediately what came to my heart was when God confronted Cain, when he went ahead and killed his brother Abel. And God was like, Cain, where's your brother? And Cain was like, am I my brother's keeper? That God literally said, yeah, but his blood cries from me. And I said, now hold on now. Because I thought crying was a human that's alive function, like, hey, like the way the Israelites were crying, when they were praying and stuff. But you telling me somebody's blood was crying out to you, Lord? So there are some things that pass on even when someone passes on. So if that happens with the human, then what happens with the animal? She may be on to something. You understand? I was like, time out. There's something in this. And no, I'm just going to be honest with you. Because I was a grandbaby that was eating pickled pig feet in a jar. My grandmother's from Alabama. You have a nice day if you have something to say about that. Okay? That's how I was. Listen. Okay? That's the way she's brought up. Have a nice day. But it was something in that. And I said, wait a minute. There's a couple of things that I can't ignore, and results are one. And today was the first day that I was like, I even for the last couple of days have been making my own fruit juices from natural ingredients. And I'm like, bruh, I even feel different in that. Like, because I don't believe that the 100% juice and blah, blah, blah. If I can't control the ingredients, if I can't read all that where it came from, I'm starting to get convicted that, yeah, maybe you shouldn't buy. Like, there's no reason why real fruit juices should be between $4 and $5. Y'all have a nice day. I'm going to talk to y'all about this later. And we're going to figure out how to do this from some frozen fruit, like however it needs to be done. Now, listen. There are some things that I'm not an advocate for. I believe that we're all supposed to be eating a certain way. I do. Because when God was talking to Adam and told him what to do, he literally said, bruh, these are the things that I want y'all to eat. The other stuff didn't really become okay until after the fall. But that was when it was already decided y'all gonna have a shorter lifespan. And let that mean to you what it needs to mean to you. And I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I'm going to raise my hand. I literally had something completely different I wanted to talk to you about. But the Holy Spirit is doing what he's doing. So I'm going to have the spirit of the shut up and let him speak through. Because I don't want to be the grandbaby that tells people what to do and this is what you should be doing. I'm just a vessel for results, and I can't deny. Like, if I were to tell you, like, yo, I bank with this particular bank and they've take really good care of me, and their interest rates and APR rates like are amazing, and I feel like I get the most out of my money. If I felt like I used a hair product and I'm like, yo, it made my hair grow, it was detangled, like it just was the easiest washing session that I ever had. If I had an experience where I'm like, yo, they selling this for half off, this, that, and the third, I'm going to tell my people. That's just how I am. If I experienced it for myself and I see the results from myself, I'm telling my people. I told you before, I feel like Harriet Tubman in the spirit, okay, great? And so I would be a hypocrite if I didn't go ahead and say, hey, can I say one more thing? No, this eating thing, like dietary, bro, there's something to it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm about to go back on YouTube and consume all things young, black, and vegan because something's in it. I've experienced it for myself. And so I'm getting ready to go to the other side and see what else we can do with this, because I tell you what, I'm getting ready to do my own 30-day challenge. And if I really feel like, sir, ma'am, then I'm coming back and I'm spinning the block, and we all go listen. I'm gonna get on this milk crate and we gonna have a conversation. That's just how that's gonna go. I'm talking the clarity, my mood. Come on. Listen, I have an app that tells me how far away I am from being a woman. You see what I'm saying? Okay, great. And because I already know, oh, I'm about to feel this. Sir, ma'am, I am within that time frame, and I feel like I want to just bust out and sing, ease on down. Listen, like, put me on stage, because that's what I want to do. And I'm excited for that. I love this for me, because I literally was having a conversation with God the other day, and I said, yo, I don't want to be a slave to my gender. Like, is this what I have to look forward to? Always feeling sluggish, always feeling, all the things that I was feeling. And I felt like God was like, now watch me whip. I said, nay. Sir. And let me tell you something. Nothing truly changes you than what God changes within you. A lot of us are waiting for external things to change first. A lot of us is waiting for things to go ahead and manifest that was in our hearts so we can tangibly see it. A lot of things, we waiting for certain people to enter our lives. And again, it's all compensated on you are waiting for the external to change first. But let me tell you what's truly life-changing, when he changes you from the inside first. What did he say? Don't conform to the patterns and behaviors of this world, but let him change you from a renewed mind. Oh, renewed mind is beautiful. Listen, if I was a gambling grandbaby, put my money on renewed mind, because let me tell you something, I'm excited about that. But it is something else when he does a new thing in you. Behold, when he takes you as new wine and puts you in new wine skin, the way that I feel, I said, I dare not hold that back. And so, God, please show me, please educate me, please navigate me to where the pinnacle of true success is. Because let me tell you something, this feels like a deposit hit that I was not expecting. That's the exact way that I feel. And so I literally said, okay, let me tell you, God, when you go ahead and bless me with the things that I am persevering and waiting for, this is just going to be icing on a cake. And I heard this soft whisper like, and now you understand the pinnacle of success. I said, please show me tangibly, because I need to see that. He said, go to 3 John chapter 1. I said, what? He said, it ain't but one chapter in 3 John. I said, oh, okay. we doing that. And I'm going to read just one verse that gives us the whole thing in a nice little package. 3 John chapter 1. I'm going to read this in NIV. Verse 2. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. I'm going to read it in the New King James Version. Beloved, yes, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. Now, God, time out. I thought prosperity was just like, I'm going to bless you and give you all this fame, and you're going to have all this money, and you're going to have all the acreage, and then you'll be able to help other people, and other people will be blessed through you, and then blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah, but you got to zone in on what does it mean for you to be blessed? Like, absolutely. I'm going to bless you so that you are a blessing. And I'm going to bless you so that people are tremendously blessed through you. And the things that I'm going to do through you is going to be awesome. But I really need you to understand and be able to truly identify what a blessing means for you. Okay. So read it again in the New King. Okay. I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health. Okay, pause. So you want things to go well for us? Absolutely. So all things do work together for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose, the way it says in Romans 8:28. Absolutely. So you don't have any favorites, but you delight in the details of my life. You give me my heart's desire so that I may do what it is that you called me to do. Absolutely. And so you want me to prosper a little bit? No, read it again, Mama. Okay, let me see. No, I want you to prosper in all things. I said, oh, okay. Okay, so when we limit you and say, oh God, if you can, he was like, yeah, that's why I felt disrespected when he was like, if? Jesus was like, I'm sorry, sir, did you say if? Hit him with the soldier boy. If? Yeah, I want you to prosper in all things. Oh, then God, then I'm grateful for just that. God was like, but that's not enough. I pray that you prosper in all things. It didn't stop there. And be in health. Pause. Why? Because it's nothing fruitful about you being able to receive something but not being in the health to enjoy it. You want a X amount of dollars, but you have to have someone escort you around. You want X amount of dollars in your account, in your financial portfolio, this, that, and the third, but you are bedridden. Rebuke that in the name of Jesus. No, like there is a package of prosperity that looks like I want all things to go well with you, and I want you to be in good health. I want your body to prosper. I want all your ligaments to do what it was supposed to do. I want your organs to do what it was functioned to do. I want you to go back to your manufacturer default, the way we were created for to do in the Garden of Eden. And I want you to be able to experience that level of prosperity. I want all things to go well with you. And I want your body to function the way that God intended for it to function. Oh, then God, I'm grateful for just that. Wait a minute. It don't stop there. Okay. It's a third portion. Okay. Just as your soul prospers, you want the money and you want the health to go along with it, but you can't shake the fact that you feel negative, you feel down, you feel anxious, you feel oppressed. I'm not going to say the other word. Your feelings are so heavy that if you can just go to sleep one more time, you'll feel better. But wait a minute, but you have the celebrity, you have the fame, you have the finances. Like, what's the problem? And you're young enough to go ahead and do whatever it is that you want, but you feel so heavy inside that nothing outside even looks like success. God is like, that's why a lot of people are not truly prospering, because they don't know that it's three parts to this. The pinnacle of success is threefold. All things, you are to prosper in all things, number one. And be in health, number two. Just as your soul prospers, number three. God wants your external environment to do what it was set to do. He wants to bless you with the things that he already put over you. He already gave us a blessing back in the garden, and he gave it to us again once Noah went ahead and did what he did. And then when Jesus did what he did, he was like, okay, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. Listen, be blessed, be fruitful, and multiply. Like, he's continuously letting us know you come from the riches and the glory of Jesus Christ. So may you prosper in all things that God has called and assigned to your life. May everything go well with you. May everything be well with you. May he continue to show you that you are new wine in new wineskin, and to be in health, to experience it on the level that just seems like, God, you are just amazing. And while you're doing that, I pray that everything that is in your soul prospers along with that, because there's nothing cute, there's nothing light about dragging around a heavy soul when God has already given you success partially. Because I feel like the soul part is our work. Actually, I feel like the last two things is our work. May you prosper in all things. We got to wait for God's supernatural for that. May you be in good health. We have a participation, a little bit of that with the way that we eat and the choices that we make and things of that nature. But your soul, you're going to have to do some work. That's the thing that's just not as easy as, okay, I'm going to eat this. Like, you really got to say, okay, listen, whatever was planted in me in my informative years, in childhood and early relationships that were not for me, I pray in the name of Jesus that it is uprooted, because whatever is not going to allow me to prosper in totality, I rebuke it and I send it back to the pit of hell where it belongs. Like, you really gonna have to roll up your sleeves and say, stop playing with me. If this is the last portion that's preventing me from having the pinnacle of success, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get it, and I'm going to do the work to make sure that I get there. Because any of these areas that are not in cohesiveness is not success. It is not success to have all things prospering, but the health and the soul is not there. It is not cute to be feeling good and have the money, but you don't have the health. Like, all these things literally are going to be all encompass of what it truly means to have success, which is why I deem it the pinnacle of success. So what is my challenge to you? To really observe where you are truly in these three areas. Where are you in your external environments? Are things going well for you? Where are you when it comes to health? Do you feel like you have what you should have in health? Is there anything that is functioning outside of the manufacturer default as God intended? And if so, what do you need to do? What do you need to shift? What do you need to adjust? How do you need to care for that so we can get it back on track, so we can have what it's saying we should have, which is be in health? And then lastly, what's going on with your soul? Your soul is the way that you think. It's your emotions. It's your whole rationale center. And that is going to require for you to do a little bit more work, because you need to be honest. And sometimes it's difficult to be honest and say, outside of like, oh, okay, because when someone asks, how are you? You say, doing good. How about you? And you just bypass that. But when you're alone and you're actually doing soul work, don't bypass if you don't feel your best. A lot of us don't create a lot of time to sit with ourselves. And then to sit with ourselves with God and say, hey, I can't put words, but this right here doesn't feel right. And that's okay. When we go to the doctor, we don't have all the things that we're like, oh, okay, listen. So this particular bone, and we have all the medical terminology. We just go to him and say, yo, it hurts when I do this. And so that's what you should be doing with God. Listen, I don't really know what to call it, where it came from, the origin, foundation. I wish I knew, but I don't. But I do know this. It feels weird when people get too close to me and I start to feel like, I don't know, like I need to run. What is that? Oh, it's abandonment and rejection from my childhood? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Hey, listen, for some reason, when someone looks like they're bullying someone or look like they're trying to make me feel inferior, anger erupts in me. What is that? Oh, it's because I didn't have a voice in my formative years. So now that I feel like I can actually stand up for myself, I don't really know the words or the volume just yet. So it comes out as anger first. Gotcha. You see what I'm saying? Like, you really need to just go to your dad and say, so what's this? Because I don't have the words. I don't have the knowing, sir. And I guarantee you, he will reveal to you what it is. Why? Because he doesn't want you to be in lack. You're not supposed to be in lack in any of these areas, especially with your soul. So the Pinnacle of Success. I'm excited about it. As a matter of fact, I tried not to rush you on this conversation because I'm on my way to go get me some things that's going to make me keep feeling like this. I literally got a download of what I need to be making. I'm getting ready to make me some vegan, plant-based, something or another. I came up with a recipe and I'm excited about it, and it's going to be a burrito. And when I tell you I'm a foodie, when it's good, yeah, let me go ahead and just do the thing. So listen, I feel like you got what you needed. Because when I saw you mouth is watering, I don't even want to be that grandbaby. You know what these conversations are? They are life-provoking conversations that not the average person's going to have with you, but who your favorite homegirl. Listen, you've been looking at the YouTubes? No, not the one that I mentioned. The created to multiply. Created the number 2 multiply. Because your girl is on there, and I'm going to need your support, okay, great? Speaking of support, because that one is free. But additional support is patreon.com/strive, the letter N as in Nancy, inspire. Yes, I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that too. I'm going to need the Patreon support. I'm going to need the YouTube support. I'm going to need all the support. But at this moment, I'm going to need my stomach support, because I tell you right now, I'm getting in the car and I'm going to the people, the grocery stores and stuff. Okay, great. But I am hungry. I'm not even stunting. I'm getting kind of greedy. So I'm going to go ahead and let me go, because you got YouTubes and Patreons and stuff to go to, and I'm getting ready to go eat, and I'll tell you all about it later. Maybe I won't, because I don't want to be, yeah, I'm hungry. Okay, so we talk later, okay? All right, later.